We are so pleased to be able to introduce to you Valerie M. Hudson. Valerie is a professor of political science at Brigham Young University, having previously taught at Northwestern and Rutgers universities. Her research focus includes foreign policy analysis, security studies, gender, and international relationships. Valerie, from her research, has written, "The way that a nation treats its women and girls could be a factor in determining how it treats its neighbors," and asks the question, does the safety of women predict the peacefulness of nations? And her writings indicate the status of women is linked to the fate of their nations with regard to domestic stability, foreign policy, and also security. She is here to share with us the result of her studies, and we're so pleased to welcome to our stage Dr. Valerie M. Hudson.
Yes. This particular article was a collaborative effort among all the principal investigators of the Women's Stats Project. So that includes Mary Caprioli at the University of Minnesota Duluth, Rose McDermott lately of UC Santa Barbara, now at Brown University, and then two of my colleagues here at Brigham Young, Chad Emmett, a geographer, and Bonnie Ballaspanville, a psychologist. We have had teams of undergraduate and graduate coders. So we've had over 50 young people work with us as research assistants. I'm happy to say that some have been tremendous individuals, and they're continuing to go on and make a difference in the world. And what we decided to look at was the relationship between the security of women and the security of states. We don't often think of women in connection with security studies, but it could be that women are actually at the heart of group security. And in a sense, they're almost like a barometer, that when women are free from violence and have equitable, especially family law arrangements, when they have voice in the decision-making councils of their society, then the society is healthier, more prosperous, less aggressive. That women hold hidden power, but I think it's also true that the treatment of women has, generally speaking, been highly inequitable throughout human history. When that situation is rectified, you see many, many things within the society shift as well that you may not have even connected with the treatment of women. If you look at male-female relations as some sort of competitive zero-sum game, if I have power, you don't, if you have power, I don't, then that completely misses the point, and women will not be the solution in that kind of perspective. But if we look at it differently, if we say women are the greatest gift men could ever have, and men are the greatest gift women could ever have, and if they treated each other as gifts, if they valued the contributions, facilitated the making of those contributions by the other half of humanity, that they themselves would progress and prosper. And that's really the direction in which we need to go. It seems to me that the greatest hurdle, of course, has been the separation of the public sphere and the private sphere, with women having a lot of power in the private sphere in some cases, but almost no power in the public. But we have to, as a species, find creative ways for those who do the bearing and rearing of children, primarily women, to have public voice in all of our major institutions, whether those be business institutions, government institutions, educational institutions, the family. We have to have a parity of voice in order to heal. Well, I think our government has spent a lot of blood and treasure trying to export democracy and free market capitalism. But I think they did so in a context where it was not understood. Actually, the situation, the safety, the voice of women within society had an even greater effect than level of democracy and level of wealth on the security and the stability of nations, the peacefulness of nations.